Hooray! Public execution! Oh, my volume died, so I can't hear anything.
Lord Magnius approaches.
I'm assuming everybody else has volume.
How do we get to this?
We were transitioning from one screen to the next screen, so on the last episode we were going to come into this area. This is the Desians, remember, coming... I think you weren't paying attention much last episode.
No, I was not.
Okay. But no, this is what we were talking about. See, there's the shopkeep. I mean, her daughter isn't there, John, so is that any better? Yeah.
That makes it even worse because the mom didn't even do anything. She was like, hey, daughter, just
leave him alone. We gotta make an example to make the mom's life living heck.
Most of them are out on training exercises.
They're on training exercises right now. How convenient.
Waited for this opportunity. Slimy jerks.
Oh, there's Chocolate.
Her name is Chocolate?
No, not chocolate. Chocolate. So I mean, chocolate is chocolate in Spanish, is it?
Yeah, it's chocolate.
Spanish, yes.
Okay. I can't hear. I can't hear. Magnus's voice I know is really interesting.
Yeah, it's over the top.
Yeah, I can't. Let's throw rocks.
Throw him for the sign behind you.
Yeah. Please don't kill. I didn't even hear him yell Demon Fang or anything. Since I don't have volume, he didn't yell Demon Fang before his attack, right?
Lloyd, stop. Do you want to turn this city into the next Esalia?
Mike, your microphone.
How can we go on a quest to regenerate the world if we can't even
Standing right in front of us.
Lloyd's right.
Lloyd's
Is that better?
right. Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
I was just talking while you were fixing your mic. That way it wasn't just crackle, crackle, crackle. Not your fault. I just figured, hey, I mean, I know it's a cutscene, but crackle, crackle, crackle is not fun.
So you're that
It's-
boy with the X-Spear.
Given that he's recently become a wanted criminal and that's a fairly low number, they must not have many criminals.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, considering that they're killing a woman just because they wouldn't sell them, they probably kill most of the criminals.
Yeah.
So that means they've got about 74 on the run, I guess.
Yeah.
In prison.
Amateurs.
What?
They're just gonna come along. You guys can't even stop a child's shield.
Mom, I'm sorry I put you on the gallows. Like, my only regret is naming you Chocolate.
It was kind of a dumb decision. And then Chakram, because
She just hit the ground pretty hard on her face with that.
I'd take that over being choked.
I mean, yeah, it's she's not hanging, but it's. Alright, Mom, you okay? Well, aside from the broken nose, I think I'm fine.
Right. My mom almost broke her nose once.
Oh, here.
Do you all realize what you're doing?
Funny story about that, but wait till the cutscene's
City may
done.
be attacked just like Esalia.
That's right. And I know full well what I'm doing. I won't repeat.
Oh, we're talking about genocide now, by the way, Lloyd. That's not a good thing. I mean,
Lloyd, that's insane.
don't get me wrong, what they're doing isn't good either, but
Me anyway.
genocide is not the correct answer.
Hey, look, Rain, it's alright. I'm not from this village, so it's not technically my fault this time.
Yeah.
Diplomatic immunity.
Yep. I'm going to fight for everyone's sake.
Oh, Lady Collect.
Yep.
Chosen of mana.
Give up.
Yeah, I'm with Rain on this one.
I'll help since I'd be worried about you otherwise.
Professor Sage, thanks. Damned little. Enough of this crap.
Wait, her name is Rain Sage?
Yes.
Get rid of them.
Rain and Sage and Genus Sage.
How dare you lay a hand on Lord Magnius? You're all
Remember, by the way, these enemies don't scale with you unless it's a new enemy. So there actually is one new enemy, but that's only Evil Sorcerer, and Whipmaster is still the same level as we fought him in the first town, I think it was?
Wow, so it's almost like a standard.
Yeah.
It's a standard fight.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you just saw just how fast that guy went down, right? Like, the Sorcerer
Yeah.
stayed alive a little bit longer, but, yeah. not too. Yeah. Only 26 experience, by the way. So most encounters don't give that much experience in this point of the game, and I think it was about 5,000 experience for level 40. So that was a grind.
Well, my husband volunteered in Governor General Door's army.
By the way, here comes something that we can talk about. I kind of forgot about what Chocolatte's about to say.
Was taken to the ranch.
It was Grandma that originally founded our shop. We have to.
By the way, I think I did leave in what shop name this was, so I'm not sure if you saw what the shop's name was.
I'm sorry.
Otherwise, we'll find out when we get to it.
It's almost time for the next Asgard.
But either way, pay attention to what Chocolatte's about to say.
Yeah.
I work at the Church of Bartel Travel Agency, but it's not like I believe in Martel.
Congratulations! We are now approaching, you know, parts where it's, yeah.
I know. I'm grateful for the Chosen, but Martel didn't protect Dad or Grandma.
Wow.
Yeah, we're starting to get into it now.
But the Chosen and her companions that saved Mom.
Wow.
How can anyone believe in a goddess?
Wow.
We suffer.
Hmm.
I understand.
Free will, baby. It's all about that free will.
You think?
I'm sure of it. She exists
That's,
inside
I
you
mean,
and me.
Jesus kind of works like that, but he kind of doesn't work like that. So, I mean, Jesus does exist inside you and me, but he's more than that.
On a trip right after what just happened here?
I mean, I know, different world, different religion, but at the same time, it's like, they're kind of, it's getting more obvious now, right? Like, I'm not the only one.
That pretty much sums it up. Well then.
How come Martel exists and I have a stupid name like Chocolat?
Yeah.
Chocolat or something like that. Oh god. French, if you want to pronounce it in the French way.
It was actually my husband's idea, but he died before we could get the name changed.
You might have caught it there, by the way. Did you see what Welcome to the Item Shop name was?
What?
I don't want to spoil it, even though it's...
Oh, just
Yeah,
send it to me in text.
I just
Alright.
barely missed it.
Alright, I'll send it. Oh, I was gonna say, if you actually... I mean, it's not that much of a spoiler, because honestly, if you read it, and if... Actually, I could probably say this one, just because, as I said, if you read it and noticed that they said that the grandma's name was named after the shop's name. So, you remember the Azalea Ranch and how we helped Marble?
Yep.
Do you know what the shop's name is?
What?
It's Marble.
Okay.
So, Chocolat may not be happy with us eventually. Call it a hunch.
Oh man. Nothing's going right for them.
No,
Yeah.
no.
I mean, the mother didn't get executed. That's good.
I mean, I can understand partially where she's coming from, because it's like, you have those brief moments of doubt, but at the same time, it's like, if you actually start, I know at least for Catholicism, if you actually start looking into the theology and you start actually studying it, as opposed to just going, woe is me, then it starts to make sense, because we have free will, and due to the fact that we have free will, God lets us act to our own accord most of the time. However, when he needs to step in, God does tend to step in. So,
Even then, he died for a righteous cause.
that's true too. He died.
It wasn't like he was murdered in an alley or something.
Right. That is also true.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Kids are really small in this.
Yeah, they are. Which I was about to say, that means Genus is kind of tall. Genus doesn't look well. Why is that?
I was supposed to go to school.
I wanted to go to school instead of save the world!
I want to go to school. Who wants to go to school?
To
No
be
one
fair-
wants.
I mean, he's a genius. I mean, some, but I mean, maybe.
Oftentimes, the best geniuses are ones who are bored by school. So
That is true.
So while he wants to talk about some kind of equations, everyone else is like, look what I can do with my hand.
Yeah. I can cast magic.
I can make a dog with shadow puppets.
Well, I mean, considering the... I don't know. I don't know. I lost track. The train got away. I thought I took this out. Man, I must miss one or two on occasion. Or it must have just been so short that I didn't care. One of the two.
Yeah, because you were barely in that menu.
Yeah. I think I was gonna say I think I am actually going around and talking to people in town now just to show that the dialogue. By the way, that's not the Wonder Chef. I'm sure you already knew that, but yeah, I think I'm going around now to check out everybody's dialogue just to show that. I'll give it some credit. Not every RPG does change its dialogue with what happens in the game.
Well, that gets annoying because there's supposed to be these world-changing events happening around you, and people don't react on them. So
right.
You see,
go ahead.
go ahead.
No, I was gonna. For some reason, not a lot of games do. I don't think most of the Final Fantasy games do that. I could be wrong.
I had an event happen in. I was playing Kingdoms of Amalur, and basically I needed to find a greater healing potion for this injured person. So, first instinct, let's go to the alchemist shop. I talk to them, I say, hey, can you give me this potion? And they say, no, I don't trust you enough. I'm not going to give you a potion for free. So I do a quest for them. Like, they had a big quest. And I resolved it for them, came back and said, hey, can I have that potion for free? And they just give me the same dialogue, which I think is so dumb. Because it feels like, I don't know. I would have assumed that they would have given me the potion after I went out and did all this work for them. But instead they say, here, have 100 gold. Get lost.
Yeah. I was gonna say, see, they just are. You just see. The thing is, you need to be a waiter. Then you get the potion and you get paid.
well, the issue with the Kingdoms of Amalur is that he had quite the troubled development cycle, I have to say. So I wouldn't be using that as the gold standard.
Yeah.
Was that the one that came out for Xbox?
Came out for, it was multi-plat, PC, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3. It was the one made by Kurt Schilling's company and got an investment from the state of Rhode Island, and then it went bankrupt. So, the state of Rhode Island owns the Amalur IP right now.
What am I thinking then? Oh, I know what game I know what company you're talking about, but that's not what I was thinking about. So now I'm gonna find out what I was thinking about, because I don't.
So far it's actually pretty fun, but
I threw rocks at Magnus. I love that dialogue. I threw rocks at Magnus. Almost like.
He could tell that story to his grandkids.
Yeah, exactly. Hold on, where is it? It was something Pro Jared did, and I just can't remember what it was. Give me a minute. Somebody talk about what's going on the screen while I find this.
They're doing sword practice.
Oh, is that going on? There's
Okay.
5. There's 5 of those. This is a recurring cutscene, so you know. Oh, yeah. That's super inappropriate, Pro Jared. I didn't know that you made that video. Okay then. I'm actually a little bit upset by that. Let's see. They still doing the training?
Yeah.
They're done with the
Think
training.
so.
I just finished it.
Okay. I'm trying to hurry up. That way where is it? Where is
They're
it?
in some kind of government building.
Oh, we're talking back to Dor, who was just in here, by the way, after Magnus was here, but didn't actually come out and say, like, oh, Magnus, maybe you shouldn't do that. And just kind of
the
like...
is going outside. Just close the blinds, honey. Just close the blinds.
Yeah, just close the blinds. It'll be all okay.
Yeah.
Magnus, we caught one of your subjects. No one's home.
No one's home. Please leave a message after the beep.
I'm terribly sick. I've got cholera.
2 worlds, by the way. That's what it was. 2 worlds.
Oh, 2 worlds.
I'm not... Hold on.
Young man who used to walk here all the time was killed. Oh, someone was actually killed.
Yeah, I mean, remember, the reason they weren't going to kill Chocolate's mom on this, or Chocolate mom on the spot, was because they'd reached their quota for this year, so they actually had to go back to the ranch and be like, hey, we want to kill some more humans, is that okay? I don't care. Just go kill them, I'll come with you, we'll make a sport out of it. Burn the village! Let's do it! I mean,
Oh.
that's pretty much what it was. I mean, it's like, I don't care.
That's the
Oh.
first time I've ever seen anyone killed.
I was gonna say that wasn't the first time you saw anyone killed then. Unless they're talking about the people we killed? I don't know. Then I think I was trying to and surprisingly, I don't donate to a fake religion. I know, immersion with the world, it's not actually what's going on, but at the same, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think for Mega Man Legends 2, you actually have to, like, that's kind of the light side, dark side system. In order to get light side points, you have to actually donate to the church.
Yeah.
Same in Fallout 3, you can donate to St. Monica's Church, and they'll give you positive karma.
St. Monica's Church was in Fallout 3?
Yeah, it was on the aircraft carrier. I forget what it was called.
Rivet City.
Yeah, it was in Rivet City.
Yep.
It was an actual chapel, and I think it had services on Sundays, but it had, like, people would actually gather and sit in the pews, but I don't know if they did any sermons or anything.
Huh.
To my knowledge, it didn't have any particular denomination, but I got Catholic feelings from it because they actually had a priest.
I think they established in the background lore, especially in Fallout 2, that the Catholic Church is still very much alive and running. The question is whether or not, obviously since communication's all back down to zero again,
I mean, I imagine it would, because most of the nuclear weapons would have just hit China and the United States, so the Vatican would be fine.
I believe Europe was at the time destroyed by wars previously. So most of Europe should be rubble, even though it wasn't from the nuclear exchange. It was from earlier in the timeline, around the 2030s or 40s, I believe. In that
the resource wars.
It is a Catholic church, by the way. I'm looking on the wiki. The unfortunate part is the church is Catholic and one of the few Christian churches that can be found in the wasteland due to most Christians abandoning their faith following the war. So, I mean, both good and bad, I suppose?
Yeah, and it's actually the, was it named after? Oh, if you talk to the guy, whether his name, Father something or another, he says the church is named after a saint.
Wait, hold on.
Of the wasteland.
But did you see who was kidnapped?
Who?
Chocolate.
You were just there.
I know.
So I think as soon as you left the store, somebody must have just walked in the door as you walked out of it and you held the door for them.
Yeah. They're like, alright, come with us. We're getting out of here. Anyways, sorry, you were talking about Fallout 3. Would you like to continue? Sorry.
They, the St. Monica's Church is named after St. Monica from the wasteland, but she had the same story in a way that her son, she lost her son to a raider raid, and her son ended up becoming a slaver and enslaved his mom at some point, but she still always said she loved him, and eventually I think he had her executed or he set her free, one or the other, but it was sort of like a parallel to the St. Monica.
And that's what the wiki just said, that it was, while still very garbled, it was still partially similar at the very least.
Yeah. Which I think that's kind of interesting.
Yeah. So I was going to say, I mean, while it's easy enough to find that information, somebody there must at least be partially must be at least Catholic or Catholic at one point. So, I mean,
at Bethesda?
Yeah.
Bethesda's a large studio, and considering where they are, right outside the DC suburbs, you would think that they would be able to get that correct, So.
Oh, they're in DC?
Yeah, they're in Bethesda, Maryland. Yes.
Which
is a suburb of
right.
DC.
For some reason, I thought they were in Seattle, like most American gaming companies. Sorry.
No, San Francisco. Most of them are in San Francisco or Los Angeles.
I thought most of them were in Seattle. I know Nintendo is, and Sony.
No, you're thinking of Valve is in Seattle, Microsoft is in Seattle.
So Nintendo.
Oculus, I think, is also in Seattle.
I think Nintendo and Sony is too, aren't they?
No, Sony is in San Francisco.
Hold on, I'm checking.
EA is in San Francisco. Activision's in Los Angeles. Blizzard's in Los Angeles. So
Blizzard's also in Seattle, aren't they?
No, Blizzard is in Irvine, California. So
hold on.
Yep.
I swear. Huh. Won't be the first time around. Anyways, we're talking about. Oh, did we just get? What are we talking about for here? Because I want to make sure that Door's
betraying or something. He's leading people into a design trap.
That basically Door is saying, putting up a good sign, but he's not actually fighting against the designs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Square Enix US is like literally across the highway from LAX. So for example, so.
I just could have sworn.
Oh, nice.
For some reason, I thought most of them were in Seattle. Guess I was wrong.
Well, it depends on what your gaming horizons are. You know, what companies you pay attention to, I guess. So,
Yeah.
you know, Valve is in Washington, Valve is in Washington suburbs, Microsoft is in Washington suburbs.
I think ArenaNet is, aren't they? All right, ArenaNet's in Washington. I'm pretty sure Nintendo's in Washington. And honestly, considering ArenaNet was Guild Wars and Nintendo, that was pretty much the only two companies that I paid attention to for a long time. So that's kind of my fault. We're gonna beat him up. Oh wait, hold on. How many points did he lose last time?
6.
Okay, so this is the fourth. This is the fourth time. So now he's down to 392. All right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Nintendo of America is in Redwind. That's correct.
Yeah.
So,
as I said, Nintendo as well as ArenaNet. I did check.
but Nintendo also has a huge office in right by EA. So I mean, they're not the only ones. So
okay.
So that's not it. So
I find it funny that EA is right next to Nintendo because EA is still pissy about what Nintendo did.
I mean, San Mateo, Sony's not too far away either. In San Mateo, there it's about 5 minutes by car.
Yeah. That makes sense then. But yeah, we could go and fight General Door, but we're not going to. Just because we're here, and I didn't want to do any more backtracking. So we're going to go fight Magnius through the front door because, I mean, I've overleveled at this point, so...
Yeah.
I mean, the game obviously doesn't account for it, but... You know. Also, I think one of the worst puzzles in the game is coming up. Or not... In the current game, I should say. Like, where I've played to so far. That's what I'm trying to say. Just with very bad English. I don't think we're actually going to get to Magnius yet. And that's what the Sorcerer's Ring does. It freezes them for a second, but you can't actually pass by them. So, it can be useful, but at the same time, if you get stuck, then it's not always fun. So, you know. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure this was the Radar Sorcerer's Ring, so...
Radar. These words are not familiar to Lloyd.
To be fair, Radar I'll give him, because I think Radar would only be really like a bad thing, because Magi technology, which is what we find out this is called later, is something that's not really prominent.
Yeah.
So, that one I actually will give Lloyd, because... Yeah, like... We'll find out why later. And I don't like this puzzle. I don't like this puzzle. I really don't like this puzzle.
What do you have to do? Find car keys.
I think I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. This puzzle's alright. It's the next one. Basically, after you get the card keys, you have to go around randomly until you find the right warps. And I mean, obviously you can use a guide for it, but I was trying not to use guides, and then eventually I did use a guide because it's like, I don't care anymore. I just don't want to use the wrong warps anymore. So,
yep.
You know.
It's, a lot of the time when I'm recording, I just, generally make sure I know what I'm doing ahead of time so that I'm not making a extra long recording of watch me fail at playing this game.
Oh boy, there's a whole episode of that coming up, by the way.
I mean, sometimes it can be good for the commentary purposes. Sometimes it's just like,
as long as it doesn't. I was gonna say, as long as it doesn't happen super frequently. And the other reason why I kind of let that one in instead of speeding it up, because I could have done that too, is mainly just due to the fact that, like, where I started messing up on the puzzle was right after a bunch of plot exposition. So I figured it would give us a bit of good time to kind of catch up after all the plot that got dropped on us. Like a sack of hammers. So, yeah, with the radar we can see invisible things like invisible blocks, you know, typical radar stuff. And we can also see invisible items, which... That was not an invisible item.
Nope.
I don't think I'm going to keep... Nope. Yeah. Like that little thing down there, that's an invisible item. By the way, you can't see enemies at the moment, so that's why we went from... That's why it kind of froze for a second, and then it, we started moving again. Because an enemy found its way to us, so... And I don't know why you can't see enemies with this on, but it's a design choice, so. But no, this part of the puzzle is pretty easy, honestly, because, you know, just gotta move the blocks. About as simple as they can be. And I think they do materialize once you push them into the hole. See, because, yeah.
Yeah.
You can still encounter them, obviously, though, but...
That is a pretty weird design choice, then.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, it's not like the worst thing in the world. It's just unique, I suppose.
I guess it's like having night vision goggles, but people are invisible in them, so you can't see people.
Yeah. And I think right now, and I'm totally wrong, that you have to move these blocks to get to that shiny item that we just saw up above, so that's what's going on at the moment. Because we don't actually need to move these blocks at all, if I remember correctly.
Hmm. The invisible blocks.
Right. I was gonna say, the bright side is they do make it so that there's platforms that you can't move past. That way, you know, hey, you're doing it wrong. So, I eventually figured that out, and I go, can I move these? No, I can't move these. But apparently I don't figure it out enough, because I still don't grab the item that I need. Sometimes I'm slow. It depends. I may have been with John at the time, honestly. So, also I messed this up, but you have to. You see that platform over there at the moment that we can't get to?
Yeah.
If you have any bridges down, you could technically teleport to it later. But if you have any bridges down, then you can't get to it. So, I missed out. I missed out on an item, but I mean, considering that it's early game, it doesn't really matter because it's not like a game-breaking item. And the fact that you can win. If it was an all divide, I probably would have gone for it because we haven't used an all divide yet, but all divide halves all damage from you as well as from the enemy. So, I mean, you're doing less damage, but you're not going to die as easily. So, you know, can help some bosses out. I haven't used one yet, though, even on the optional boss that's coming up. Actually, there's 2 optional bosses that are coming up.
What is the refresher talk in all caps?
I don't have a good answer for that.
Because anytime I see anything in all caps, I usually just see it as someone screaming.
Maybe it's
What would you like? I await your next visit.
I kind of see. I guess I could kind of see it as that fat thing from Grim Fandango, the one that drives the hot rod. Yeah.
The Bonemobile.
Yeah. I was gonna say, John doesn't get. John, you need to just play like 20 minutes tonight, and then you'll get it, because he's in there right away. So.
Yep. It's but yeah, I just went through my Humble Bundle library, and apparently Grim Fandango were some of the keys I had redeemed yet.
Yeah.
I made it less than halfway through before Steam would let me activate any more keys.
Really?
Yeah, it has a limit, I think, of... It used to be 25 keys. I don't think it is anymore. I'm not sure what the new one is. But after you activate that many keys, it just won't let you activate anymore.
Huh, that's weird.
Like, for a day or, like, ever again?
For, I'm not entirely sure what the time limit is.